Star Citizen has had its best year yet as an alpha, and even now, it still isn't for everyone. And I'm here to tell you, that's okay. If what you want is a polished experience that behaves the same way every time you log in, Star Citizen is probably going to frustrate you even on a good patch. That doesn't make you wrong. It just means you're looking for a finished game, and this isn't one yet. I figured this out years ago. There were long stretches where I'd play Star Citizen hard for a few days, after a patch dropped, and put it down for 6 months and let it cook in the background. Not because I was angry at CIG, and definitely not because I rage quit after getting stuck in a cave I couldn't get out of. Okay, that one's pretty specific, and yes, it did happen. When I came back later, the game almost always felt better, because enough had changed to actually notice the progress. I think where people get tripped up is trying to treat Star Citizen like a finished game, with a weekly routine. They want it to be reliable and clean, but they also wanted to keep pushing big systems forward at the same time. That's a tough balance, and right now it leans hard toward experimentation. If that's not what you're in the mood for, it's probably better to wait than to force it. I played on stream this weekend, and something really stood out to me that I normally gloss over. Star Citizen is full of little things that can be annoying, if you let them be annoying. I had to get in and out of my ship's pilot seat just to get the controls to respond again. It cost me maybe 10 seconds, but it's exactly the kind of thing that, if you're already frustrated or a mission isn't going well, can be enough to tip you over. The game is full of moments like that. I brushed it off in the moment, but it stuck with me because I always think about the comments talking about how buggy the game is. Most of it comes down to tolerance. Does a 10-second inconvenience outweigh the fun you just had? For some people, absolutely. For others, not even close. And that line is different for everyone. I think where people get stuck is feeling like they owe the game their time because they backed it. So they log in when they're already irritated, play through stuff they're not enjoying, and stick around longer than they should. At that point, it's less about the game and more about the mindset you're bringing into it. And that's when everything starts feeling worse than it probably needs to. Taking a break from Star Citizen isn't quitting. It's not a betrayal, and it's definitely not admitting you were wrong to back it. I promise I won't be mad. Sometimes it's just recognizing that the version of the game you want doesn't exist yet, and grinding yourself against that reality over and over isn't doing you any favors. Sometimes people accuse me of toxic positivity, which is a phrase I still don't fully know what to do with. If it means I'm generally positive about a game I've enjoyed for years, even with its flaws, then yeah, I'll own that. I can have fun with Star Citizen and laugh off the bugs. Some people can't, and that's totally fine. Others aren't really here to play at all. They're just here to throw rocks. And if I'm being honest, my cousin Georgie hates Star Citizen. He plays sometimes because I ask him to, and because he enjoys hanging out with the group, but the game itself just doesn't click for him. It's complex in ways he doesn't care about. He also hated Star Wars Galaxies, and that parallel stuck with me. Star Citizen is, in a lot of ways, Star Wars Galaxies all grown up, just without the Star Wars license. Here's the uncomfortable truth though, even when Star Citizen is finished, whenever that actually happens, it still isn't going to be for everyone, even some of the people that backed it. A game built around complexity, persistence, and simulation is always going to ask more from the player. That's why the same patch can get completely opposite reactions. One person logs in and feels like their time was wasted. Another logs in and starts poking at new systems and thinking about what this is going to turn into later. Same build, same bugs, totally different experience. Most of the time it's not about being right or wrong, it's just about expectations. 2025 has been a great year because CIG's delivered continuous updates. I can realistically see the endpoint now if they continue delivering like this for the next 2 years. It's still messy, it still breaks sometimes, but the direction is clearer than it's been in, well, forever. If you're someone who enjoys watching a project come together, this is the most encouraging stretch Star Citizen's had in years. And if you're not enjoying it right now, that's okay. You don't owe the game your time, and you don't owe anyone online a defense of it either. You don't have to argue in comment sections or justify why you backed it. If logging in feels more frustrating than fun, stepping away is the healthy move, not a failure. Taking a break isn't quitting. It's just recognizing that the version of Star Citizen you want doesn't exist yet. Let it cook. Come back when it feels worth your time again. And don't worry when you do. I'll see you in the verse.